Well, you wanted intifada revolution, and what you got was a little bit of intifada. And now, unfortunately, probably a whole lot of revolution. I'm Tal the Traveling Clad, your favorite Zionist prince, white colonizer. And yes, the land of Israel, which I'm in right now, was promised to me 3,000 years ago. If you want to also declare that it was promised to you 3,000 years ago, get the merch down below in the description at thetravelingclad.com. And let's jump into this insane news of what's going on in the streets of the United States.
Alert: the FBI arresting an alleged October 7th attacker living in Louisiana. Federal prosecutors say the 33-year-old man took part in the Hamas attack on Israel, then traveled to the U.S. on a fraudulent visa. Senior correspondent Jonathan Seri has more on what we're learning. Jonathan.
Yes, Sandra, he was living here in the U.S. legally, at least on paper. Investigators say he lied on his visa application by failing to disclose his alleged connections to paramilitary groups. He was living in Lafayette, Louisiana. His name is Mahmoud al-Matadi, and according to the criminal complaint filed in U.S. District Court, evidence shows that on the morning of October 7, 2023, al-Matadi learned about the Hamas invasion, armed himself, gathered others, and crossed into Israel with the intention of assisting with Hamas's terrorist attack. That coordinated assault involved rape, torture, kidnapping, and the deaths of 1,200 people. Investigators say al-Matadi's phone used a cell tower located near Kibbutz Kfar Aza, the location of one of the worst massacres in that attack on Israel. The court filing also includes social media photos that investigators say shows al-Matadi wearing the red headband of the National Resistance Brigades, or NRB, a Gaza-based paramilitary group. It also includes a transcript of a phone call in which al-Matadi allegedly tells another man, quote, "If things go the way they should, Syria will take part, Lebanon will take part, and it's going to be a third world war." Sandra, al-Matadi
It didn't work out for you.
Being held in Louisiana at the St. Martin Parish Correctional Center as this case unfolds. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jonathan. John.
All right, let's bring in Trey Gowdy, host of Sunday Night in America, for more on this. Here's what the FBI said in part in a statement. Quote, "Evidence shows that on the morning of October 7, 2023, al-Matadi learned about the Hamas invasion, armed himself, gathered others, and crossed into Israel with the intention of assisting in Hamas's terrorist attack. Evidence further shows that al-Matadi provided false information in his U.S. visa application relating to his involvement with the paramilitary organization, connection to Hamas, participation in a terrorist attack, and military training." Now in custody, but you got to wonder, how'd this guy get into the country?
Joe Biden.
Oh, I don't wonder. He probably came through a pretty porous southern border, or else he lied on a visa. But that's the least of his problems, John. His real problem is the close working relationship between Mossad and the CIA with John Radcliffe and Shin Bet, which is the Israeli law enforcement, and our FBI and Kash Patel. And I'll just tell anyone involved in the Hamas attack on October the 7th, you need to sleep with one eye open at least as long as Radcliffe is at the CIA and Patel is at the FBI. It's been over 2 years. They just found him. They're not going to stop looking. Just like we didn't stop looking after 9/11, Israel and the U.S. are not going to stop looking for you. And if you had anything to do with that barbaric attack, they're going to find you. Am I surprised it's Lafayette, Louisiana? I am. Home of Jeff Landry, speaking of former prosecutors. Yeah. But Kash and John, both former U.S. attorneys, they're not going to stop until everyone that's involved is brought to justice.
Or as some say locally, Lafayette, Louisiana. Governor Jeff Landry, by the way, Trey just posted this on his Twitter account. "Justice will be served." Perhaps this is Louisiana lockup's newest resident? Perhaps that's the case. I'll get your reaction.
You know, Louisiana is beautiful. I would probably rather be there than sent back to Israel. But that's always an option. Send them back to the country that they victimized. Look, like I said, his visa issues are the least of his problems. He's either going to, there's some not so nice prisons in Louisiana. His future is looking very bleak. But that's also true for anyone that has not also been apprehended. Radcliffe and Patel are going to work with their Israeli counterparts as long as they're in office, period, full stop. If you're involved in the October 7th attack, sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, in announcing these arrests, here's what the Attorney General Pam Bondi said, quote, "After hiding out in the United States, This monster has been found and charged with participating in the atrocities of October 7th, the single deadliest day for Jewish people since the Holocaust. While nothing can fully heal the scars left by Hamas's brutal attack, this department's Joint Task Force, October 7, is dedicated to finding and prosecuting those responsible for that horrific day, including the murder of dozens of American citizens. I mean, this task force is going to continue. Maybe this is just the first person to be unearthed.
I hope so. And Pam, excuse me, A.G. Bonnie raises a really good point. It was not just Israelis that were victimized on that day.
Yeah.
There were people from all over the world, including the United States, that were, I mean, children beheaded, women raped. I mean, it was equivalent to our 9/11. We spent 20 years finding out who was responsible for that. Israel is going to spend at least that long.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me
Thanks,
and my
Emily. We appreciate you. This is the reality, though. I mean, there's so many avenues I want to go down with what I want to say, but this is what I was saying. I've been talking about this for 2 years now, since October 7th. The danger inherent to what was happening under the Biden administration in America is something all of you need to heed. You need to understand that your borders being open for as long as they were, because they were open for a hot minute. Let me just tell you, they were open for a hot minute. They were open for a while. And who knows who the fuck made it into America? Honest to God. Who knows? There could be more than just Hamas terrorists or Hezbollah terrorists. It could be the whole 9 yards. You could have Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and the whole mix coming together. You could have a new group forming on the streets of America now. The biggest thing that you need to know, though, is that these people will sit in silence in their caves. They'll pass their ideology over and over again. You need to let them know that they are not safe amongst you. This is a great first step, is catching them and sending that message. But all of you Americans, everybody who's watching this should stand up to say it should be understood. Don't tread on America. Don't try to bring your Islamism bullshit, your Hamas terrorism to the streets of America, because we will find you and we will fuck you. That should be the overwhelming, what's it called? People don't understand. They say, Tal, I don't like the way you talk aggressively, You don't understand. This is the language of the Middle East. When I talk, 99% of the time when I talk to Arabs around the Middle East or Muslims, their opening is usually a curse word. Usually it's a curse word. Now, the reason why I don't filter my language is because I'm not trying to be above them. I'm trying to be at eye level. That's why I'm so successful at what I do, both my debates and making peace with them, because I come at them not from up, not from down. I come at them from eye level, and I tear them down, and then I bring them back up with me, or I let them stay down. You don't have another option. I'm so sorry. This is a culture that exists in the world. If you want to be an American with them, they don't respect you, and they will take advantage of that. You need to show them that you mean business. And one of the ways is catching them, is hunting them down. If they're in America, you hunt them down. You catch them, each one, and you persecute them. Each one, you prosecute them, each and every single one of them. And it's so true that October 7th was an attack that it didn't just kill Americans or Israelis. It killed people from Nepal. We just had the body of Bipin Joshi brought out and was sent back to Nepal today in the morning. They killed people from Tanzania, from Germany, from France, from England. They took people from hostage from England, from America, from Romania, from all over the world that were here on October 7th that happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. This was an attack on humanity, and these terrorist organizations who are funneling these people in. And again, I remind you, you had 4 years of open borders. Who knows what happened under Biden's administration? Who knows who made it in here? And it's not just that. Let's just say that they made it in under Trump's administration. Either way, it doesn't matter if it was on Joe Biden's or on Trump's. It's probably under Biden's administration. Let's just say it was under Biden's or under Trump's administration he got in. It doesn't matter whose administration he got in under. You've got to quell it now. You've got to catch it now, and you got to deport that shit out of your country. That's why I come on these videos and I don't play games. If there's Yemeni citizens in America that are talking to me that are saying, we support the Houthis, we support Hamas, clear cut, no takebacks. Deport. Sorry, you had a chance. You know what? My family has been living in America for one generation, around 30 years. We've never supported a terrorist group. We've never supported an idea of destruction to America. We don't believe in this idea of destroying the United States that has given me and my family so much opportunity. We Israeli Mizrahi Jews who settled in America, I don't live in America anymore. I went back to live in Israel now. But we don't hate America. We love America. We're proud of America. We're patriotic Americans. My mom, my dad, me, everyone in my family. These are the only people in my family who live in America. Everyone else is in Israel. We're all proud to be American. In my community, all the Mizrahi Jews I grew up around in South Florida, the huge community of Moroccans and Iranians and Persian Jews and Turkish Jews and Yemeni Jews and Iraqi Jews and Syrian Jews in Miami, in South Florida. They're extremely patriotic. They put the Israeli flag next to the American flag always. Always. So that's the kind of brown immigrants you want. If you got a Yemeni owning a bodega in New York City saying death to America, or he believes and supports a terrorist group like the Houthis who believe in death to America, deport it out. Deport that cockroach out of your country. You don't need it. It's not helping you. There are plenty of wonderful Muslims that could take his place. You don't need that one. Out. Kick him out. There are plenty of wonderful Muslims from all over the Muslim world, or even plenty of Arabs from all over the Arab world, whether they're Druze or Christians or Alawites that you could import to America, Sufis that you could bring to America if you wanted that diversity, that Middle Eastern culture. But the jihadists, deport them. You don't need them. Let them help each other. You don't need to help them. It's not your responsibility. That's my 2 cents on the case. I feel like I'm speaking honestly, and I feel like it makes sense what I'm saying. See you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. You struggled with repping your Zionism in style? Well, boy, do I have a solution for you. Head to thetravelingclad.com and become a sweet Zionist prince or princess today. Or maybe even let the world know you're a white colonizer with matching hat. Tell the comment section you were thrown out of 109 countries by joining the 109 Club with a matching hat. They say it was promised to you 2,000 years ago? Double down and grab a shirt that was promised to you 3,000 years ago with a matching hat. Ever dreamed of Zionizing like me? Do it with a matching hat, damn it! Show off your Iraqi pride by being someone's back daddy, or showing them you were made in Iraq with a matching hat. It's time to laugh in the face of those who attack us. Wear their hate with pride and you become untouchable. TheTravelingClad.com. We got mugs, stickers, shirts, hoodies, and so much more. Go grab yourself something nice, Habibis and Habibtis. You deserve it. If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.